I left the price tag on the fan. It was pretty funny. It's definitely pretty cool looking. So, I can't really. They all seem to be spinning at about the same speed. These are different brand. I don't know what this one is. It says like gamer, gamer something. What does it say? Gamer Storm. So, what I've done now so far, I put all the RAM I wanted to put in here. I put a different fan in here just to see. This is a 3-wire. And I removed the EVGA 4-wire. I've got another one of these. I don't know if I have room to put any fans up on the top. I wouldn't mind putting another one right here. Yeah, right here. And this case has enough room, whereas some of my other cases, they don't have enough room. I like this case, actually, because you can get up to the top of this case here, and you can really get behind it. So, like, you can see the power wire that comes up from the back. Normally, you'd have to have that somewhere else. So, a lot of these other cases that are too small, it's really hard to do a clean install. You know, it's really hard to tuck the wires because, you know, that you can't really go behind it, and some of them you can't get to the top of the board from around the back because it sits up really close. Like this one here. This one here, I can't even put a fan in here because if I do, I won't be able to take my RAM out. Even though this case had fans. This is a Cyber Power, and it's pretty flimsy. Anyway, those two fans died. Actually, every single fan in this case died. I was able to fix one of them. They're called Kingwin. Apparently, stay away from those. And then another equally cheap case is this one here, but it's a little bit thicker. So that one, I think for the 14 bucks I paid for it. Where's the price on it? The 14 bucks I paid for this thing was well worth it. I mean, I got a couple of things I got to fix on it. And I think I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably pull the board out of it because it's not a board I want to use. Anyway, it does look like this thing's holding. So let's go ahead and do our Cinebench. We have not got a really high score with this 750 card. And we're pulling about 100 watts. And we're not even doing anything. So... and I seen pretty much around 200 when I benchmarked it. Yep, see, 200. This thing might as well be a frickin' server. That's what I think. So, I don't think this is a big enough power supply because of this processor being like 140 watts dissipation already on its own, where we're used to using ones that are like half that. So I don't know, but I think that we've got this thing working. So our last score was a little bit higher than that. Anyway, we'll be back when it's done scoring. All right. We scored 8022. So that's good. I've seen it go up to 8100 a few times. What did we add? So we put our DVD player back in line. We added our fan. We got both hard drives hooked up. What we do not have in here is the video card that originally came with this computer. Might have a problem. I don't know. So, I would like to add another fan, but I don't have those fan screws. I could take a computer that has 4 screws and pull 2 of them out to use them. I need to go on Amazon and find the screws that they use, the, you know, the big kind of corkscrew screws, and I need some of those. This one here could handle 3 more fans up at the top, and that would really do some cooling. I don't think it's going to be an issue with this one, but I don't know, maybe. But I need those big, huge screws that go in these. So it looks like no matter what, with the 3 or the 4 wire, the fan is spinning about the same. I don't know if this fan here, it's not moving much air up there. And I would rather actually just get rid of that fan and put a much bigger fan up there. But I don't have any of those really big fans. I think it was a 200 millimeter fan. We can see it's pretty small. Just trying to get this thing cleaned up. This one is the first one that was actually clean enough that I haven't actually taken it outside and gave it the air compressor treatment. But this fan is sitting right here to there. And I don't really think it should be right there. And there's only 2 screws. So I think there was something different in here. Or that fan might have been back here and there was nothing at the top. I don't know how they had it. Yeah, I don't think that should be over here. It should be these 2. If we scoot it over here to here, should we not be able to? And you have like these lines right here. They're designed for sliding fans. They made this kind of, you know, universal. But this thing ain't in here right. So we would put like basically that. I don't know, I can't even one there. So we totally could put 3 fans over here, but I don't know what size they had intended. Anyway. I don't know what size. So, there's a mark on this. What does it say? It just says fan. Weird how they did this. And they put these little notches. That's a big fan. And it says right here. Fan, fan, fan. It's really weird. It's marked over here, fan. Fan and fan. Fan and fan. I guess that's just kind of how they want you to do it. This thing's not really moving that much air though. I think it's just like completely customizable. You see here, and there's not I think somebody else did this, because if they made this at the factory and only put 2 screws in this, And also, I can look right here. I can see somebody already used this fan. So this thing didn't come built like this. Somebody else did this. And that fan would have been one of the fans on the back or the top, because of the way those screws are. It would have been an exhaust fan, not an intake fan. Let's see. We know that one's been used. And that one too. So that entire fan had 4 screws in it. So we know this thing's been fiddled with. This is not what an iBuyPower computer came with. So let's see if we can look this thing up. I'm going to figure out, there's a specific model for this thing. And I like this screen kind of. Anyway. Let me see if I can get to the part where it shows the model. I might even have some screws that'll fit these, but my point is somebody fiddled around with this thing. So this thing's pulling 75 watts doing nothing, basically. So we're going to shut it down, and then we're going to swap cards. So I just realized I could move this thing up here, which I think I might do because I don't want it down here because it doesn't want to reach my power cables. Alright, so what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and get a little cable management here. We got this thing here, we don't have the we don't have the controller to it, so it uses some goofy frickin' pins. I'm wondering if this is actually broken. Yeah, so this only will fit that one. And it is on, but it has a sensor on the other side. Right here, and we don't have a thing to it. So I don't know what brand it is. Yeah, so some different system. And then I pulled this other thing out of here. I gotta look this up. I don't know if it does anything special. It's a USB hub. But what's weird is okay, so it doesn't really make sense to me why it was there. They had USB 2.0 going to it, which goes out to the motherboard over here. It's like one of these. I don't remember which one it is. Let's see. Pull on it. We can see it's this one right here. USB 2.0. And they had it on top of here. So I don't know. I just need to get a little bit more management going on here. And the fact is, I don't have enough. I either got to pull this power supply out of here because it doesn't have enough connections on it, or something, because it's just not going to work for me. Alright, so I got it a little bit cleaned up. I brought all these cables together, pulled the other ones behind them so they're not like all crisscrossed and weaved around. I've got this SATA here. These are all the only power cables I have for SATA drives. That's the problem. So you can't expand that drive, or that power supply. You get this is that goofy USB that was going to that other board here, which I don't know what the point of this would be, like, really, for the most part. Like, this just looks like a jumper to another jumper, you know. So you can feed this one to it here on the way they had it. And then they got this there, but the hell's up with that USB? It's like none of it really makes sense what they're doing here. I I'm not sure how this thing was actually designed to really be used, and it's older than the computer by a bit. So I want to look it up and see what it was really designed to do. They had it going to there. There was nothing going to here at all. It was just sitting here. So it was like basically an extra USB port for that reason. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to do. It seemed kind of stupid to just have that floating in there. I also don't really like this thing in here at all. I could do without the lights in here, but they're not bad. This one here I can't change, so maybe I'll just remove that one and leave the other one in here. I got those wires going here. I got these wires, they're right here. I don't know. There's something up in here. It's a little chamber. It's really hard to tell what they have going on here, but I guess that's a good enough place for it. This is nice because it's got all these little tabs here. So I'm going to need to probably move this up so that I can get my power wires, maybe. I don't know. There's 4 drive spots, but the problem is I need to be closer to the DVD drive so I can get power to it. And I don't know if I can get to it because I need to be back behind here, so I have to come through here. So apparently it's not going to do what I thought it would do. I mean, you might be able to, you know, move it elsewhere, but we're looking at the back here. It doesn't really seem to line up. So I was able to move it up because basically it locks into the bottom of this thing if you want it to go that way. I guess it was meant to be stacked. Maybe not. So it's got the same mark on both the top and the bottom. Let's see. It doesn't slide into anything else. That piece there really can't be moved anywhere else. So we got these 2 fans in here, and I don't really think that they were supposed to be right here. I don't know. So I don't like the idea that it's hanging there by 2 screws. But I mean, it's doable, but I'm going to mock it up and see if it's any better or not. I don't think it's going to be. So we'll just put it back where it was probably. All right, okay, we got the Patriot here. Put 2 screws in it. I found whatever screws I can find. I really need a collection of more screws. I keep dropping them on the floor. That might be another one right there. Some of these are different sizes and things. I try to keep a supply of them laying around. These are other parts from another caddy. So anyway, I decided to put it back in here. We're going to get both of our drives in here. We'll just put them in here. And hopefully we'd just be fine with that. Well, I'm not going to need a bunch of other drives. In fact, if I went and added another drive, I'm putting in the M.2. I'm not dealing with any more of these. All right. I got a couple of things to run over here and there. I got to figure out what to do with these other cables. All right, this is the best I can get it, because it shows there's so much stuff going on here, and yeah, so just trying to like snake everything around so I'm not folding up cables. And I got a few different ties here that I prefer to use zip ties, but these are easy because if you realize that it doesn't work, you just change them later. So I just got to deal with this other cord over here, which is good because it can power fans and stuff like that. So here we go. Okay, so I'm basically about done here. I'm going to probably roll with this power supply. I'm not 100% sure this is the computer I want to be running all the time. Just because I really don't see the performance versus power it draws. I don't see it. And it might be good for gaming, but I'm not gaming, so we're going to get the cover back on it over here, and so we got, I think we got everything hooked up. Alright. So that's about it. I might put the cover back in that goes around the power supply. I get a couple other things to deal with. I need to get something to attach this a little better. This is a sticky power strip. This one actually has a nice color to it. They didn't put it in here correctly though. But whatever. So this is just a generic USB hub. I really don't know why they installed this because there's nothing going to anything else. These ports here, I don't know if they're wired correctly, but they're going right here and here. And there's another set over here, which I think is the USB 3. So that's the USB 3 right here, two of them. And then 2.0 would be this other one. And then our second one, so basically we have these two here and these two here. These are the 3.0s. One of these is the other ones. And then we have this extra one that's just going here to this hub on top of this thing, going to nothing. And so basically with that cable there, you could split it out 2 more times. Plus you have a USB here, but it seems like an awful lot of crap to be just having it there. So I don't know. I don't have a use for it in this computer case. I don't have a use for it in any computer case. I think maybe they might have been like powering maybe a Bluetooth device off of it or something like that. That would be kind of a good idea. Or maybe they were powering more LED lights in here. I gotta get the rest of this stuff dealt with here. I don't know where this was because it was like kind of just tucked up. Alright, we got it completely how I'm gonna put it. And then I probably put the cover back on it. Go ahead and boot it up. We got all our little goofy lights. We can't change the red one, we got the blue one. Looks kind of neat. We got a new fan over here. We've kind of made everything as neatly as possible. I do need to get up in here and clean this. It's kind of nasty. I feel like there was something in the way here before. Oh, I've got to plug the monitor in. So I just changed the card. Let's go here. Now I'm not going to be able to see, am I? There we go. I missed the old sound of a mechanical drive. You knew the computer was booting up because you could hear it. I don't know if this booted because we have a new card and I don't see anything happening. Okay. I hate to stop it. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh boy. So we now have a problem with this damn thing. Man. It shouldn't be doing this, and this is not good. So I wonder if this card is bad. So that's twice now that it's done that. Okay. So let's go to F8. Ooh. That ain't good. Okay. Could be, but it says it's Windows System 32 WinLoader error. So I think it's this video card, to be honest. Okay, I swapped the other card back in that I've been using. Man, I don't know. See what happens. Okay, so it's not. I wouldn't think it with the card. It could possibly be one of these cables, is what I'm thinking. So I was using this one. I'm going to switch it back. All right, switch the cable. See what happens. Nope. The application operating system could not be loaded because the required file is missing or contains errors. The only thing I can think of is this thing is doing something stupid because of the mass gravel stuff. But I just made a change to it, and now it won't start. So I did something. I've got everything else is back in here the same. The only thing I could have possibly done is I did disconnect this thing. So I can't think of why all of a sudden. Why would it do this all of a sudden? All right, let's see if we see anything obvious here. Okay, system. Well, drive's not even here. Like, it doesn't even recognize it. Okay. Interesting. That is, I don't know why it keeps changing, like, the boot priority, but anyway, that's, it's only detecting the DVD drive and the other drive that's completely blank. That is really weird. I'm almost wondering if something's happening with that SSD. I'm at the point where I might just go ahead and install Windows on the drive the 2 terabyte big boy, but it's gonna be slower than hell. Let's go here into the easy mode and see what we got here. I see the Patriot right here, but it's not on my boot. So it is detecting it, but something's not right here. Windows Boot Manager. Wait, something is screwing this thing up. And I noticed that the way the drive was done, things just didn't quite look right. I really hate to run Linux, but I don't know, man. I'm starting to get kind of irritated with dealing with Windows. Although this computer in particular, I think something freaking wacky crap going on with the BIOS. Let's go here and save and exit and just see what it does. And it keeps changing the boot order on me. And that might be just because it just doesn't detect the thing. So we're going to get the same screen again. And F8 doesn't do anything. So that's another interesting thing. Alright, we're just going to do this. I'm going to unplug everything. I unplugged the DVD drive. I unplugged the second hard drive. And there's a question of these being a little funky. So anyway, we'll try this again. It won't even boot from the stick, which is pissing me off. But I don't know what to do with this damn thing. One of the things that sucks is it didn't come with any RAM. So basically, I've got a processor, a cooler, a case, and a power supply, and a DVD drive. A couple of fans. I am not trying to keep on installing Windows on here. But I don't think this is going to work. I don't know what could possibly be happening here, but I do think maybe because it's hooked to the internet, newer computer, and maybe the mass gravel thing doesn't work anymore. Because it's like clearing out the boot thing. It's weird. Command prompt, uninstall updates, system restore. Okay. Let's just see what happens if we do this. Yeah, it won't let me do anything. Okay, turn off your computer. Okay. At this point, I'm wondering if I should try and install Linux on it and see if it does something weird with that. I really don't want to use Windows, but they really have the market cornered. So let's boot this and see if it just does anything different. Maybe I'll even unplug that stupid fan. Oh, that's really weird. So there's got to be a piece of hardware in this thing that's screwed up. Why would it suddenly work? What is causing this damn thing to not work? So, a bad hard drive, a bad DVD drive. So now, it is also possible. Well, it said something was missing from the drive. So I would think it'd be the drive. I think the drive would be the problem. And, you know, this is usually what people complain about with these SSDs when they start to have problems. So, there's a couple of things I could do. I could just put Windows on the 2 terabyte and pull the SSD out of here. I could probably try to warranty it. I don't know how easy that will be. So, it's definitely working. So, I want the other video card in here too. So I'm gonna swap that. Reboot. Let me reboot first, since this is I can't feel the damn buttons on top. Let's see if it reboots fine before we start doing a bunch of weird stuff. This thing's really driving me nuts. And I've got a lot of time into this, so that's cool, you know, but like I have other things I wanted to do. And when I get locked into something, you know, I stay up all night messing with it sometimes. But for what I need and want to do with the computer, this is something that's entertaining to play with, but it's not necessary. I could be using this little computer right here, which has a legit copy of Windows on it, and 16 gigabytes of DDR4, an i7. It's much slower. It's a much slower i7, but, you know, I mean, whatever. My old i5 machines don't give me this grief, so I suspect something is bad, like power supply, or DVD ROM, other drive. Something that's in this equation here is bad, and it's causing it to not start. Okay, I pulled the EVGA card out, put the 1060 MSI in. Let's see what we get. Damn it, I did it again. Okay, so I've updated it. I'm going to go to create restore point. Create. We're going to call it GTX 1060. I'm going to call it GTX 1060 with spelled out the word 2, because I already made one before and I want to differentiate it. So let's go ahead and close this out. And then we could maybe figure out what is stopping this thing from booting. I'm starting to think that it might be this DVD player, because it has schmutz on it. Alright, I plugged the DVD drive back in. Let's see if it'll stop me from booting. Man, I got the cough back again. I don't know what it is. But I sure don't want pneumonia again. It'd be nice if it just doesn't work, because then it would prove that that's what it is. But it works just fine, so I don't know what's going on. Alright, it booted again with everything hooked up. I don't know. I'm really irritated with this thing. I feel like it's going to do it again, you know? So, anyway, I think it's an intermittent issue, whatever it is. All right. Get the cover back on the power supply. Had to come into the back side here because it attaches right here. You got one screw here and one screw here. I decided not to put the other drive down here. I need to get this one out of here, I think. I don't know. I'm wondering if there's something wrong with one of these cables, but basically what I'm going to do is just wait for this thing to screw up again. And outside of that, I don't really know what to do with the damn thing. I don't trust it. I've had it for what? But Saturday, Sunday, I've not even had it 2 days. And I've already had to install Windows on it like 2 times. So we can't really do anything about this thing. We don't have the thing to control it. If we could actually figure out which one that is, then we could probably do something about it. Okay, so we just got our benchmark. And we hit 8,057. That's pretty damn good. So, anyway, guys, it's been a long video. And I still don't know what's wrong with this thing, but it is working.